we do have our guest now. Yeah, we have our guest for today. And she has been a guest here before, young as she is. This is Miss Diamond Gordon. Miss Diamond Gordon, a Westwood student of Westwood High School, that great female institution in Trelawney, Westwood. Yes, in Trelawney. And she's now finished at Westwood and she's preparing to go to UTech. She has been a guest on the program before because I was struck by her maturity as a 17-year-old. Not only maturity and poise and and all that kind of thing. When they talk with her now about what is the situation now, how she copes with transition, and we all face hurdles. Morning, Miss Gardner, you there?
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. As we speak further, I know that some of the listeners will recognize and remember that you were a guest here before.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so you're finished with Westwood now?
Yes, I am. I graduated. I got 7 1s and 2 and a 3.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Nine subjects. That's great.
Yes.
And you already knew what you wanted to do after school?
Yes. I think that if you don't have a plan, if you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yes.
So I sat and I contemplated.
Yeah.
And I'm hopefully well geared for whatever is going to hit me.
Yes. And you can hit it instead of it hit you.
I'm going to try to do that. Try my utmost best.
Yes. The leaving Westwood now, you have some time before you will be able to enter UTech later this year. But I remember the other day when I was passing through Warsaw and I stopped at your family's house, I was speaking with your mother and thing. It struck me that I said, boy, this young lady here now, maybe she could enter the Farm Queen contest. Farm Queen competition. And then when you heard that I said that, what did you say?
I thought about it. And I did get called back.
That means you had already been putting that in trend before?
Yes.
So
and next week, actually, the Miss Trelawney Festival Queen actually starts next week.
That's the Yam Festival?
So,
the Trelawney division of the Festival Queen, okay.
Yes. So it's going to go to the parish finals before it goes national. So I got called back by the lady, so I am actually in the Trelawney Festival Queen. So if all goes well, being the youngest person there, hopefully I do win because I would like to build my own foundation.
Yeah.
Hopefully take that national because I think that in Jamaica you have too many self-centered people that even though they want to give back, they don't do it as much.
Yes.
And me genuinely caring, that would make a big difference and it would hopefully influence others.
Yes, yes. So now, the Festival Queen competition is so comprehensive that it starts as early as February.
Yes.
And you have to have been entered from before that.
Well, yes, and luckily I have a background in pageantry because I was Miss Warsaw for 3 years.
How many years? How many years?
3 years.
Oh, yeah?
I was 5th place in Miss Teen Jamaica.
Oh, yeah?
So, I hope to use my knowledge, my extensive knowledge and background in it to see if I can propel myself forward.
So, the Farm Queen thing is not just about pretty looks that you have.
It's actually not a beauty competition. It's something to highlight the personality and the general knowledge of the contestants.
Yeah.
So beauty really has nothing to do with it.
So you must have heard about 4-H clubs and that kind of thing.
Yes. I was actually a very active member in 4-H and Girls in Action. Yeah.
Girls in Action, tell me about that. What is that?
At Westwood, we have a Girls in Action club where we focus on the performing arts. So we have a set time that we meet, and we are in charge of conducting and choreographing most of the pieces performed at functions at Westwood.
Oh, yeah?
So it's from there that I enhance my drama techniques, etc., etc.
By the way, you're an artist. You still do your drawing and your painting?
Of course.
Yeah. What is the latest project you work on?
It's actually for a competition, the reggae competition. We're supposed to do a poster.
The reggae you were in the reggae poster competition?
I am going to enter. The deadline is March, so I've started what I'm
they're having another one because they had a world reggae poster competition, and I think the culmination of it was at the National Museum about 2 months ago. So they're having it on. It's a year after year thing.
It's here for 2013, and I'm interested, so I'm going to try and finish my piece by early next month, so I can send that off.
So you have experience making, composing, designing posters.
Yes, I did art in CXC. I got a distinction actually.
Yeah, in art.
Mhm.
So what are the various subjects that you took?
At Westwood I did principles of accounts.
No, you're speaking a little bit too fast. Principles of accounts, right?
Yes, principles of business.
Yeah.
Social studies.
Social
art.
studies. Yeah.
Clothing and textiles.
What? Clothing and textile?
Yes.
Yeah, so you have experience in that too.
Yes. English language.
Yeah.
English literature.
Yeah.
Mathematics. And outside of Westwood I did a second language.
Which language is that?
Spanish.
Oh yeah, so where did you get that instruction?
Pardon?
Where did you get the instruction in Spanish?
Actually, I actually had to teach myself because I wasn't able to go to classes, given Westwood is a full-day school.
Yeah.
So I had to teach myself, and if I was able to go to certain teachers, I'd do that.
So you took that subject in the exam?
Yes,
okay.
But it wasn't at Westwood.
Yeah, but what did you get?
Oh, I got a 2.
So, I mean, having taught yourself Spanish, you get a 2?
Yes.
That's great, that's great. By the way now, what is the lifetime career that you intend to take up at UTech?
Entrepreneurship. I want to do business administration.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, owning your own business, you're never out of a job really. It's going to be hard in the get-go, but inevitably, if all goes well, you'll be able to add to your economy because you'll be able to employ people.
Yeah.
So entrepreneurship, definitely.
So as somebody interested in entrepreneurship, the present difficult economic conditions in the world, that's not going to turn you off?
No. If financially, if I let financial situations burden me,
yeah.
I would never move.
Yeah.
I use my challenges as a springboard.
Yeah.
So instead of saying why me, I say try me.
Oh yeah.
Because nobody knows me better than myself.
Yes.
And when I can identify my weaknesses and build on those, what's better than that?
Yeah. How old are you now?
I'm actually 18.
Well, you just reached your 18th birthday in what? December or November?
December.
Okay. Yeah, what date of December?
The 19th.
Oh yeah. So you're kind of near to the Prime Minister's birthday then?
Really? She's born in December?
Yes, the 12th, I believe. Yes.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No, I did not. I'm preparing and preparing for college.
Yeah, preparing for college. So you will have to be coming to Kingston when you're going to college. So you'll be out of your home environment. Well, you're used to that by boarding in Westwood, but that's still in the same parish. So going to Kingston is a different thing.
Yes, and being on my own. I mean, when I was a boarder, my mom would come and look for me.
Yeah.
But, I mean, being in college, she's not going to be able to. I'm going to have school. Given my financial situation, I'm going to have to work while studying. So that's going to be even harder.
Yes, but that is not the worst thing, because the people who face these things from early, they usually end up stronger,
Yes, sir.
But what we were talking about is the difficult conditions in the world now, whether that should turn off an entrepreneur and thing. But, yeah, go ahead.
I don't believe it should, because as an entrepreneur, the first thing you learn in business class is that as an entrepreneur, your job is to take risks.
Take risks?
Yes, that's the first thing an entrepreneur does. Because you're taking a risk to invest your money, to put up your starting capital. And so you have to have faith in your business. You have to have a solid business plan for anybody to even be interested in your business, because if you are not, where will other people be?
So if you start a business and it is doing reasonably well for about 4 or 5 years, maybe in clothes design or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you don't think you should have a nice ride, a nice new ride, a SUV or something?
Everybody would want that. It's inevitable for you to want to be comfortable and have the best things in life. But if it's doing reasonably well, firstly, you have to look at all of the contributing factors to your life. You have to say, how am I living? Is my business paying my rent?
Yeah.
Is it paying my mortgage?
Oh yes, I was just coming to that. Is it paying your rent or is it paying your mortgage? Which one you prefer?
I would rather a mortgage because I want to own my own house. Hopefully I'll be well sustained enough to buy my house, to just pay it off and in full. But if not, I'd rather the mortgage. So you have to think about that. You have to think about if I can afford to buy a new car at this time in my life. Remember that you have to put back into the business. You have to spend money to make money. So with your profit that you make, you have to think and say, okay, I have to put back 30% into my business. And then you have to think about paying yourself, because you are actually your employee. If you're not paying yourself, what's the sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And out of the pay that you arrange for yourself, though you don't make any provision for saving out of that?
Of course. You would actually save your pay because, well, as I said, that's where budgeting comes in. And I have to say that as young people, I notice that budgeting is not in most of our vocabulary.
Yeah.
So there, you have to budget, definitely budget. Think about everything that contributes to your life. You have to think about if you like going out, you have to have a little entertainment slot. You have to think about food.
So by the way, now you prepare food for yourself?
Yes.
So you can cook?
Of course, my mommy makes sure I can cook, man.
So you wouldn't be adopting an expensive budget for food, a lifestyle of eating where you have to be eating out every day, and you're spending all $1,500 a day on meals.
No, not at all. And coming from Trelawney, I know that if I live by myself, my mom is making sure I have my yam. So I'll be okay.
So, the language now, because you mentioned something about vocabulary a while ago, and you told me that you did the English literature.
Yes.
The patois, the use of patois, you think that you are so well spoken there now? As a girl, grew up in a rural community, but you go to a good high school and thing, and you're going to college now.
Yes.
You think that it is shameful to be both proficient in the use of straight English and still, when you feel like it, you use patois?
No, it's our dialect. It's something that is indigenous to Jamaica. We're supposed to be proud of it. Because it is us. Nobody else can talk like us. Be proud of our legacy. So there is nothing wrong with being able to speak proper English. You're supposed to be able to. It would kind of be like a masquerade. You're supposed to can fit in wherever you go, and you're supposed to can communicate with people. Not everybody would understand standard English and ostentatious words.
Yeah, but sometimes I meet on children who they speak with the accent of the cable television, because they spend most of them time around the cable. So whether they travel or not to America or to England, it's like they are not really a product of Jamaica. Yet we're not criticizing anybody because of that, But what is it to be uncomfortable in the everyday language of your own people?
I don't know. I cannot answer that properly. I'm not uncomfortable with it. So I don't know how to answer that.
And at the same time as using patois language in your community and in everyday life, that wouldn't stop you from maintaining your proficiency in a straight language.
Not at all. Not at all.
So
The thing is setting your limits. You know, you have to notice, you have to know when you can use certain things, because I wouldn't be giving a speech unless it's to put emphasis on something. I wouldn't be giving a speech and speaking in our dialect.
Yeah. Because yeah.
If I'm having a casual conversation with my friends,
Yes.
of course I'm going to speak in our dialect.
Yes. Or if you're touring the community, if you're visiting, suppose you are a representative, whether a political representative or a representative of like the ambassador, like you win the Farm King competition and you're touring through communities in Jamaica. If you're touring through the community and they're showing you various things and things, there is nothing wrong with speaking in your dialect. Matter of fact, that would be the preferable way to
Exactly, it's
communicate.
relatable.
Yes.
It's relatable. So, when Jamaicans, I've noticed, they tend to be intimidated by persons who speak well when they can't.
Oh.
So if you're like my community, for example, it's rural.
Yes.
So not everybody can speak standard English fluently.
Yeah.
So if you go there and you're like, oh, you need to buy this amount of fertilizer for yam and whatever, they're not really going to understand. I'm going to say, listen, when I got a shop, tell them, say you want how much fertilizer for this year. So it's relatable. It makes them feel at ease.
Yeah. We know recently, not too far from you, see, recently, there's a young man who his father had a business and he's working in his father's business. And he heard people coming there and asking for some products that was not available in his father's business.
Mm-hmm.
And at the age of 24, he decided that he's going to start to provide these products. And he became very successful doing it as a sideline while working in his father's business.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, the people in the community started to look for him for more leadership, so he got into politics.
Mm-hmm.
And he has now been won a seat there without representing any of the two major parties. You think you could do that?
Yes, representational politics is actually something I was interested in. Yeah, I'm still not crossing it off my list. I'm young. I have a lot of time to explore.
Yeah.
So who knows what can happen?
But for him to be successful in independent politics, it was necessary for him to have a strong economic base. How are you going to manage that if you don't develop? How are you going to manage that before you develop a business and independent income for yourself? How it can work?
As I said, it's been interactive. I'm an interactive part. I'm very interactive in my community. I spoke about my foundation earlier. I actually started a foundation. It's called the ICANN Foundation, simply because we can.
Yeah.
It focuses on enhancing academical skills. I was one of the few lucky persons in my community to go to a well-rounded high school, get a proper education, finish high school with a lot of subjects and going on to college. And I've noticed that in my community, especially the young boys, they don't have that interest, and who have the interest, they don't have the persons to mold them. Maybe their parents can't read. Maybe their parents aren't interested in them learning to read. So I help these children whenever I have spare time. I go to my past primary school and I'd help the teachers in the classes, etc. So with that, I mean, it gained a lot of persons' confidence in me. And when your community has confidence in you, they will be behind you because they notice that you have a genuine care for them.
So you're not convinced that you would have to link with one of the two political parties?
No, and given the hubbub that is created with them, I would try to stay away from them because I try my best to stay socially and politically indifferent.
Oh yeah, indifferent or neutral or what?
Indifferent. I do not want to care too much because I don't want to get as passionate, because when you get passionate about politics, it tends to get very, hostile.
Oh.
And I really want to avoid that.
So, suppose you are of a certain persuasion, like you don't work on a Saturday. You know, some people are, it might be an Adventist and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And the community is not, the community is mostly not Adventist. How you relate to that?
I have to do me. Live for people who never really live.
You have to do what?
I have to do me. I have to do what makes me comfortable. So if that's my belief, I'm going to stick to that. It's not making anybody else uncomfortable, and that's all. So I can't live for people. If you live for people, you never really live.
Yeah. So by the way, the young people in your community, are they turned off of community work and politics or not?
The young people in my community work, I don't really see anybody volunteering, going to church, etc. The persons who I see going to church are the same persons I see going to the dance hall.
Can there not be a day or a couple days for dance hall and entertainment and sports, and another day or every day also for spiritual practice? Because I don't see where spiritual practice have to be restricted to one day a week, because spiritual practice is to strengthen you. It's not to appear holy. Spiritual practice is not to appear holy righteous, you know. It is to strengthen you in the other things that you do, even in your business and your schoolwork and your entertainment and your participation, even if you're going to keep a party.
Mm-hmm.
So is there something wrong with somebody going to dance hall and also going to church?
No, but what I'm saying is that they're being very hypocritical, because they're the same persons that are saying, oh, the persons who go to parties like street dances,
yeah,
when they go to church, they are bashing against them. Yes,
no,
they are
hold
going
on.
there.
Does everybody who go to church bash against street parties?
In my community, there are a lot of hypocrites.
So is it immoral to go to parties?
No,
you don't have
to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, you don't have to be doing the dirty wine or to be doing if you go to a party.
You have to enjoy yourself.
And you don't have to do everything to enjoy yourself. Do you?
No. Alright. Let me be clear. You are entitled to entertainment.
Yes, yes.
You can do things to make you feel happy.
Yes.
The thing is knowing your limits,
yes,
and not to put yourself in a situation where you would feel embarrassed.
Yes.
Because I already tell my mommy that I would never do anything behind her back that I can't do in front of her.
That's great.
And I think that's the attitude that they need to adopt, because you cannot be going to a party and everybody is seeing the color of your underwear.
Yeah.
That's very embarrassing.
Yeah, not that if you don't even feel embarrassed, you will embarrass a family even if they're not present.
Exactly. So
So
going to a party and dancing, that's nothing. Nothing is wrong with that.
Yeah.
You're entitled to have fun.
Yeah.
The Bible also says that you can have fun. Just remember that everything that you do, you're going to be judged for it.
Yeah.
So you can go to parties and not fornicate.
Yes. True.
Yeah, so as long as you have fun and don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be at a disadvantage,
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with it.
Yes. Very nice talking with you. Let us keep in touch. And whenever you feel to express anything, you know that you can call the program or even call me before and let me know that you would need to communicate. So very nice hearing from you, and very nice to know how you are coping with whatever difficulties come up without.
Okay.
So say hello to your family for me.
Yes. No
And
problem.
congratulations to your community of Warsop.
Thank you. It was nice